Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to the second session of our Cairo Bootcamp. So basically last week we had up to 90% attend the class. So this week I'm also hoping for more people to join basically. Last week we had Victoria go through the introduction of Starknet. She gave an overview of Starknet, the Starknet architecture, what Cairo is all about, and how to set up your agents wallet and all. Then this week we'll have Serah talk about Cairo, which is the programming language used on Starknet, right? So she'll put us through how to write our first Cairo program and also teach us what data types are and also structures in Cairo, which has control flow and functions in Cairo as well. And also we will also be solving some Starkling challenges. I don't know if you have heard of Starkling's ball. She would put us through what's all this is all about, right? So if you are here and you did your assignment for last week, can you give me a thumbs up? Okay, cool. I mean, the assignments are very proper for you to do because it will help you understand everything we are doing in this Caribous can also help you improve generally. Okay, I'm seeing a hand. Um, Someone raised a hand. You have any question to ask? Okay, so if you don't have any question, we can dive straight into it. Sarah, are you there?
Oh, yes. Good evening. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Okay. So, hi, everyone. Welcome once again to the second session of the Cairo 3 Bootcamp. Okay, so let me share my screen. If at any point you have any question, please, you can just use the in-call chat box. Okay, please let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, thank you. So we are going to be going through Cairo programming language. Okay, so I'm Oluwatosin Serah. I'm a smart contract developer and a technical writer. You can connect with me on Twitter. Yeah. So today's agenda, session 1, writing your first Cairo program. So following last week's session, you already did scab installation, and for those who were able to do it during the call, you were given assignments to like complete the installation, right? So I'm going to assume that everybody on this call have their scab installed. So we are going to be creating a project using scab. If you can follow along, it will be good. If you know you will not be able to like mix the two together, you can as well just follow through, right? Okay, so I'm going to be opening my terminal right here. Okay, so I see that to my documents first. So let's make a directory, Cairo Bootcamp. Can you guys see my terminal?
We can't see your terminal.
Oh, okay. One moment, please. What is happening? What?
Yeah, I think you should share entire screen to be able to.
Okay. So I'm going to try to. Okay, yeah, I was supposed to share my entire screen. That was a mistake. Yes. I think you should be able to see my terminal right here. So we are going to be creating a directory right here. cd into the directory. Okay, now I'm creating a program with scab. What you just need to do is to type scab new and the name of your project. So let's say Hello World. Okay, so it's going to ask us, okay, it's asking us which test runner do you want to set up. So we're going to just use Starknet Foundry. It's the default. Okay. Let me try to initialize this again. Let me use, what is the issue? Hold up. Where is the directory just created? This is the directory. Okay. Oh.
Could you please zoom in?
Okay. So I'm going to use cab init since it has already created the folder scab init dash name and then name of the project. Yeah, you can you come again?
Yeah, can you zoom in,
Oh, okay.
please?
How is this?
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay. Then hello world. This is just initializing the project. Why is this giving me issue? Scab init cannot run on existing scab packages. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to delete this. The folder again. Hello world. Yes, okay. Starknet Foundry is installed. Okay, yeah, so we have it created. Now we open VS Code.
Can you please still zoom in? Sorry.
Okay, so we have it right here. So this is what your project folder is going to look like. The source folder is where your Cairo code will go into. The test folder is the folder where your tests for your Cairo code will go into. And then you have your git ignore file. And then the scab.toml file, which states the package and your project dependencies, right? You can't see my screen.
Yeah, it's reversed to zoom in.
Wow. It's appearing very large. How about this? Does this work?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have please you can follow through the okay, so let me just show you then. So to set up your project, you're going to be using scab, right? You type out scab new, then your project name, and then you cd into your project directory. Can I continue with what you have? Yes, you can, please. Okay, So this is a boilerplate that we have here. We do not need this, so we're going to be clearing it out. Yeah. So to write our very first Cairo code, I'm just going to write this out and then explain it later. So print okay. So you open your terminal, save the file, and then run scar build to build your project. Start then run scarb Cairo run. Yeah. Package has not been compiled. Okay, hold up.
You need to go to the folder.
This just successfully built. So why is it telling me this? Scab Cairo run. This is supposed to work. Yes, please. That's what is on the screen. Oh, hello world. Now I know what the issue of this is. This is seeing it as a Starknet hold up. Yeah, it's seeing it as a Starknet contract. Okay. Okay, so guys, we are going to create the project again using Cairo test since we are creating a Cairo program. So if you are not following, if you have not been following up now, you can follow up again now. Okay, so delete this, create a new folder, hello world. Okay, and then open the folder, initialize hello world. So I'm going to be using Cairo test. Okay. This looks so big. Okay. So yes, this is what we have. So we do not need all of this. We're going to be clearing this out. I will explain the function and all later. The first session is just for us to write our very first Cairo program. Hello world. Okay, save on your terminal, scar build. Scab, Cairo, run. This should work just fine. Okay, yes. So we just wrote our very first line of code. This just displayed hello world. So basically, for a Cairo program is different from a Starknet contract. So a Cairo program, the entry point of a Cairo program is the main function. So if you are writing a Cairo program, you must have the main function in your program, which is just what we did. You can have every other function with its logic, but just make sure you have the main function in your Cairo program. Note Cairo program. There's a difference between Starknet contract and Cairo program. Starknet contract, you use Cairo to write Starknet contract, but there are some attributes that you specify for the compiler to know that you're actually dealing with a Starknet contract. But right here, we're dealing with a Cairo program. So this is our very first Cairo program. And you can still, let's try to change it to something like welcome to the second. It's too long. So this works just fine. Let me run it again for you to see. So you see it. I hope you guys are seeing it display. This is it. You're going to see it print. Okay, so let's go back to our slides. Yeah, thank you. So we're going to be explaining data types in Cairo and arrays and some other data structure. Though some data structure we might not be able to explain in-depthly. So that's why you have the Cairo book that you can always like fall back to, right? So we're going to be like explaining. I will try my best to explain to some extent, so we can also get chance to solve the Starkling challenge. Okay, so data types, just like in every other programming language, right? Every value in a program holds data of a specific kind, right? Which defines the nature of the data and lays out a blueprint for how the compiler should handle it. So Cairo, you need to know that Cairo is a statically typed language. So that means that for every variable that you're declaring, you have to specify its data type. And then there's something good about Cairo in the sense that if you do not specify the value, it takes felt 252. I will explain it when we get to the scalar types more in-depthly. So this, it says, however, the Cairo compiler can infer the desired type from the value and its context. So it's saying here that if you did not specify the data type for your variable, it's either it falls back to FEL 252, which is the data type that the Cairo VM actually understands. Have this at the back of your mind. The data type the Cairo VM understand is FELT 252. Every other data type, it has a way that it interprets it under the hood. But what the Cairo VM understand is actually FELT 252. So in a case where you want to use FELT 252, you don't need to specify the data type. You can specify it and you might not specify it. And also, Boo also uses FEL 252. So let's just move down so I can explain it more. So scalar types, we have scalar types and we have compound types. We have three primary scalar types. We have the felt. Felt is field element. We have integers and we have booleans, just like every other programming language, right? So for scalar types, the first scalar type that we have is felt, the felt type, felt 252. Felt is 252 bit size. So by default in Cairo, just like I mentioned, if a variable type isn't specified, it assumes the FEL252 type, that is 252-bit integer. So this represents an integer that is falling between the range of 0 less than or equal to x less than p, where p is a very large prime number defined as p. So this is the large number p. You can calculate it from your end. This is the prime number p is very large. So felt are integer in the range of 0 to p minus 1. I mentioned this p is a prime number, a very large prime number. So felt are between the range of 0 to this big prime number. So when operations like addition, subtractions, and multiplications result in value outside of this range, outside of this FEL252 range, right? The result is adjusted, right, by the Cairo compiler using modulo P to bring it back within the valid range. So the key difference between, we should be very familiar with integer. The key difference between integers and field elements is division. The way felt handles division is different from the way integer handle division. You can you might want to like divide let's say 4 divided by 2 in integer will give you 2, right? But that is not the formula that is being used for felt. Oh, so sorry. Let me share it. Okay, you should be able to access it now. Okay, so in Cairo, division ensures that x over y, normally integer division is supposed to be just x over y or y over x. But in Cairo, division ensures that x over y times y equals x. So unlike the normal standard integer divisions, right? If you divide y by x, you will get the expected result. E.g., if you divide 6 by 2, you get 3. But if not, unexpected results may occur due to the modulo P adjusted. That is in Cairo. So let's move forward to Boolean. So just know that the difference between integer and the difference between felt and integer is the division. The formula for division is different for felt. Boolean type, Booleans in Cairo function similarly to other languages, representing true and false. So actually, Booleans in Cairo, they are also FEL252, but of 1 bit size. They are 1 FEL252 in size. Let's move. So integer types. The FEL252 type is the foundation for all types in Cairo core library. I made mention that what the Cairo VM actually understand is FEL252. Keep that at the back of your mind. So, but it's recommended to use specific integer types for better security. So these integer types include overflow and underflow checks. If you come from a background like Solidity, you understand what integer and what overflow and underflow checks means, and why it's very important for you to like guard your code to be able to someone speaking, okay. So, and you should be able to like understand why it's important for you to like protect your code against vulnerability.
Serah. Yeah.
She's muted.
Yeah. So all good now.
Sorry, for how long have I been muted?
You are good now, actually. No, just for 5 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So I was saying that if you are coming from a background of solidity, right, you should understand why it's important for you to prevent your code from vulnerabilities like overflow and underflow. So because of that, it's important that you use integers in your Cairo code, right? So integers are whole number, we know that. And each type specify how many bits it uses. List of Cairo built-in unsigned integer types we have U8, which can take up to 2 raised to power 8 minus 1. 2 raised to power 8 is 256 minus 1, we have 255. Same for every other bit size. We have U16, U32, U64 up to U256. And then we have U size, which is also the same bit size as the U32. So, but then U size are mostly used for indexing, right? When it comes to arrays and the likes, or arrays, or you want to loop, looping through, or you want to use for loops and all of that. Okay, so unsigned integers, these are unsigned integers. These are unsigned integers, and unsigned integers can't hold negative values, right? So all types except U56 fit within FEL 252. If you notice, from U8 to U128, they all fit into FEL 252. That's what I was saying, that actually what the Cairo VM understand is FEL 252. So all of this, there's a way that the compiler deserialize all these codes when maybe you're writing to the VM and all of that, and then it makes the conversion to FEL 252 and all. So from U8 to U128, yes, it all fits into the FEL 252 bit size, just U256. So what they do, the U256 type is actually a struct with fields U128 and U128. So it has a struct U256. Then we have the high and the the low and the high. So that's how U256 integer is represented under the hood. So Cairo also supports signed integers, so integers that can have both positive and negative values. So from I8 to I256, which can hold, so the range depends on the number of bits used. So U size is primarily, okay, I already mentioned that. So all of this that I mentioned, it's just depends on you, what the kind of value you want your variable to hold at a particular time or during like execution and all. So we have the string types. Cairo doesn't have a native strings, but it offers 2 ways to be able to handle strings. We have the short strings and we have byte array. Short strings, if you want to represent short string, a short string is represented with single quotes. And if you want to like have a very long sequence of string, you have to use byte array with double quotes. So short strings uses ASCII encoding, where each character is 1 byte. For example, you can check out ASCII code. Okay, so let me just ASCII table. Okay, so we have A, small letter A, small letter A. I did not put all of this in my head. Okay, yeah, small letter A, or this did not give us in character. Where is it? This is no.
By 87. Check the 87.
This should work. Okay, small letter A, where are you? I want it in hexadecimal. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is small letter A. Let me zoom in. Oh. I hope you can see this. This is small letter A, and it holds 97 in decimal and 61 hexadecimal. So that is it. For the string types, is it uses ASCII encoding. So every character is 1 byte. So short strings are stored as FL252, and they are limited to 31 characters. For short strings, you can only have 31 characters, which is equals to 248 bits, right? Which fit into the 251 bits. You know, felt bit size is 252. And then if you are going to be having 31 characters are 248 in size. So we just have like Z4, yeah, 4. So it fits into felt. So you can represent them in hexadecimal or directly as string, right? So for example, let my string equals hello world. It has to be in single quote for short string. So for byte array, so if you want to like print out a longer string in your code, Cairo provides the byte array type. So it handles strings that are longer than 31 character by breaking them into 31 byte segments. So this is efficient and integrates with the Cairo's memory model. E.g., so we can have let long underscore string byte array equals to this. So this is more than, this string is actually more than 31 character. So if you try to run this, it's going to, if you try to run this without using byte array, the compiler is going to shout. So moving to compile types. Compile types, we have tuple, we have the tuple type, the tuple type. The tuple allows you to create compound data structure. Inside tuple, you can have different data types inside tuple. So each value in a tuple corresponds to a specific type. You can have the same type as well in a tuple, but it all depends on you. But I mean, the major purpose of a tuple is to be able to like gather like different data types in it. That's like the use. So let's use it for what its purpose is, right? So tuples can't change size once defined. In Cairo, tuples are particularly useful for grouping data and can be deconstructed into individual variables. A tuple is defined by writing a comma-separated list of values inside parentheses. So this is an example of a tuple declaration. So we have let tuple, and this semicolon comes after. So this tuple has 3 elements in it. You have U32 bit size, you have U64, and then you have bool. So this is how you declare a tuple. So we also have uint type. You see, all of these things, all of this tuple type, why we are not like coding it is because there's not so much time. We are going to like get into the practical when we get to the solving Starkling exercises. So we have the uint type. which is we have the unit type, sorry, which is just like a parenthesis. This is how it comes. This is how it comes. Is a type with only one value. So it is represented by an empty tuple. It is empty. So as you can see, it's just an empty parenthesis. Nothing is inside. So, and has a size of 0. There's nothing, it's empty. So its size is 0, meaning it doesn't exist in the compile code. So, but then in Cairo, every expression that you write returns something. So if an expression doesn't return any value, it implicitly returns this unit type. You don't have to see it. This is what it returns underneath. So fast forward to fixed size array type. So we have fixed size array type where you can have elements of the same type, but as the name implies, fixed size, the element in it has to be fixed, right? So we have, unlike tuples, which can hold different types, fixed size array require a uniform type for each element. You define a fixed size array using square brackets, just like you do in JavaScript, I know, yeah, with a comma separated list of values. So this is how you can define your fixed array type. This is, so we have let array1, this is the name of the variable, and then you have the type of U64, and then you have the size, you have 5. You have to like state the number of the elements that you're putting into the array, which in this case is 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's stressful declaring. So you actually have a lot of options to choose from. Let's just go. You will see that there are a lot of ways that you don't have to like do this number of declarations and all. So in the type and annotation, yeah, I think I already explained this. So fixed size array are efficient as they do not require runtime memory management, making them ideal when the number of elements is known and won't change. This is like storing days of the week names. Say you want to write a code that you want to write a thrift. I don't know if you all know what thrift is. All this local thrift where you save your money somewhere. So if you're doing a thrift on a daily basis, for example, you already know the days of the week, Monday to Sunday. Well, Sunday might not be part, but I'm just using this as an example for you to get a good grasp of this. So you know for you're saving for you are doing a daily contribution. Yeah, so you can just use this fixed size type array to undo your declaration. So accessing fixed size array elements. You can access elements in a fixed size 1 minute. I think this will work more. Okay. So you can access elements in a fixed size array efficiently since their size is known at compile time. There are 2 ways to access elements in a fixed size array. So the first way is to deconstruct the array into variables. So we have my array with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can do let A, B, C, and then underscore, underscore, underscore. You're using underscore because you it's just like a placeholder. You do not actually need this. What you want to like get out for this particular function, what you're trying to get out is C. So you don't need to like specify, do it explicitly. You can just use underscore. So it tells the compiler that, okay, see, we do not like really need this other element at this time, right? What you just want to get out is the C. So what you do is you do let ABC equals to my array, the array you already specified. Now it says print C. It's going to get out 3. If you run this in your code, if you follow through while creating the scab, the project, you can just copy this and run it. You will see it to print out the 3 for you. Another way that you can access elements in a fixed size array is converting. We can use indexing. When we get to the array proper, we're going to be using indexing. So converting the array to another way to access is using converting the array to a span for indexing. So this is it. This is a way. I think someone just talked about. We are going to be using indexing. Why not? So we have the function let my array equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're declaring another variable. Let my span equals to. So this span is taking is okay. I will explain it. Let's just continue. So let my span equals to my array. You're calling the span method on it, right? So you are printing my array, you're getting the index of 2, which is 0, 1, 2. It's going to print out 3. Index, this takes index of 0, index of 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get out the index for the myspan variable. So for repeated accesses, it's efficient to call the span once and we use it for further indexing. It's just a macro. It's a macro. It says that, okay, this printing is a macro that allows this to print out this statement. It's just a macro. Okay. So my .spam actually, it takes a snapshot. So .spam takes a snapshot of an array. I'm not supposed to use the word snapshot, but that's the best way I can use to explain. It takes a snapshot of an array. It's not mutating the array. I think one thing I didn't make mention of before starting is, by default, Cairo uses an immutable memory model, which means that once you have written to a memory cell, you can't rewrite to that particular memory cell. But there are ways that there are options that Cairo provided for us to be able to change values and variables and all. So for this particular array, for you to be able to for this particular fixed size array, you want to like get the index. What you just need to do is call the .span method. You just create like a clone, a clone of the original array. But this particular clone that it creates, you can't mutate it. You can just only read from the clone. You can just read from it. You can't mutate it. So we have type conversion in Cairo. So there are some times where you want to convert to some particular data type. This is where type conversion comes in. So data types sometimes need conversion. for guarantee conversions, so we have two ways to do type conversion. You have the into method and you have the try into method. So when you use into method is when you're sure that the particular type you want to convert to will fit into the destination type. So this is what I'm trying to explain. Let's say, for instance, now we have my U8 of U, it has the bit size 8, and the bit size 8 can only contain 255 values, right? And then, but we assigned it to the value of 10. Now, we want to convert this U8 to U16. Now, you know that U8 that has a bit size of 8 can comfortably fit into U16 because U16 is larger than U8, right? As well as U8 can, U16 can comfortably fit into U32. So you use into when you're sure that the destination type that you want to convert to can actually fit into the type you're converting from, right? So for conversions that might fail, such as when the target type can't accommodate the source value, you use the try into method and then you wrap it. So when you're not sure, for example, we have U16 of bit size 16. It is bigger than U8. It cannot fit into it, right? So, but then it's possible that, imagine, so you have this variable, right, of U16. We know that U16 is bigger than U8, right? So, but then the value that you're storing in this U16 is 204, which is a value that can fit into U8. Are you guys following? So, but then when you're not sure, it's just safe for you to use the try into method and then wrap dot unwrap. The compiler will handle it safely. So you use into when the conversion is guaranteed, you know that this will pass. But you use try into when you're not sure that, okay, the destination type is smaller than the source type. That's when you get to use the try into. So, okay, yes, this is just the key point, the key points. So at this point, is there any question? Okay, so we have how many minutes to go? Wow, roughly 1 hour. Control flow and functions in Cairo. So functions, what happens if the destination type is smaller? The destination type is smaller. Wait, let me be sure I'm reading this correctly. What happens if the destination type is smaller and you use try into? Okay, so let's just try it right here so you guys can see it. I'm just going to copy this. So it said the destination type is smaller. I think this is what you're referring to, right? Okay, so where is my, I'm just going to, so we have, this is the destination type that we want to convert to U8, and then this is the source type U16. Now, this is what happens. Let me save this and then run this. Okay, let me just do this. Let me print it. The value is no, they are printing my large 8. Yeah. So to show the work just. So two things might actually happen. So this returns the value. And the reason why this returned the value safely is because the value that is being stored in this value that is being stored in this size can actually fit into this destination type, right? The U8 can take a value from up to 255, and this value that is being stored, being assigned this my large U16 can actually fit into it. So, but if, for example, we are storing a larger number. So let's try that out now. So you will see what it will return now. So it's going to return something called an option. It's supposed to return two things, either an option or none. So this is it. It said unwrap field. This is what it's going to return. But see, if you're not even using the unwrap at all, the compiler would not even like try to compile. That's like big this thing. But if you want to undo the undo the error well, you can just use pattern matching. But we're not getting into that right now. But this is what it returns. I hope like I was able to answer that question well. Okay, so control flow and functions in Cairo. So when defining a function, you use the fn keyword. Is unlike normal, we have functions, you declare the function like with the name. You use the fn keyword in Cairo. And then you have the syntax, the function name, and then inside the curly braces, you have the function body, which is it contains the logic of the function. So example is we have this function. So we have this function. You can copy it and run it. We do not have so much time in our hands. So this is how it looks like. Function parameters. So as you're declaring your variable, right? Your variable, and you're putting the data type is the same as the parameter. The parameter that you're passing into the function, you also have to like explicitly state the data type. So this is what we have. You have the function and then the variable name and the data type. So we have statements is when you're writing your code, is either it's a statement or it's an expression. So basically, statements, they perform an action, sorry, but they do not return a value. So for example, you assign x to 6 is just a statement. Is not returning any value, right? You're just assigning the variable to a value. Expression, it has to like return a value, right? So like for example, when doing addition or you are doing any operation, it has to return a value to you. So return values. Function can return values by specifying so you use this arrow keyword to return functions in Cairo. So this is an example. And there are two ways when you want to return a value. Either you wouldn't use a semicolon at the end of the variable, or you use return, then let me just show what I mean. I'm going to be rushing because we do not have so much time. Okay. So this is what I mean. So we have another function, say calculate 5. So let's say it takes in x x of u8 and y of u8 as well. So it has to obviously return 8. So you can either do this. So we are just going to do this. Let's add equals to plus y. Okay. Let's do this instead. How should I do this? How should I do this? Okay. I just want it to return. So either you do it like this without semicolon. If you put semicolon, the compiler is going to shout, or you can do it with the return keyword, return 6, and then you put the semicolon. So these are two ways you can return a value in Cairo. So let's move forward. So without semicolon, yeah, I made mention of it. My semicolon is implicit return, but with semicolon statement, no return value. So control flow. So this is where we get to use if, else if statements. So in Cairo, like most other programming language, control flow constructs like if expression and loops allow you to guide the flow of execution based on certain condition or repeat code block. So we have this if expression. So we have the main function let number equals to 3. So right here saying if number is equals to 5, we know that the number is not 5, number is 3. Print condition was true and number is this. Else print this. So this is just the difference between U8 is that U8 can take a value of U raised to power 2 raised to power 8 minus 1, and that's 225. But U16 can take 16 minus 1. Let me just send that to you. So the tax depends on the number of value what you're writing would contain. So like if the range of the number that you want to store in a particular variable, for example, it can take in between the range of 1 to 256, use U8. But if it exceed, use U16 or any other bit size that can take it in. So I think I've explained the if expression. So basically, if the condition is true, the block is executed. So else block runs if the condition is false. That's just that. Move on. Okay, so loops in Cairo. We have the loop, while, and for. So for loop, the loop keyword tells Cairo to execute a block of code over and over again until you explicitly tell it to stop. So, for example, if you try and run this code, this function, your terminal is just going to be seeing again, like that. So, but for you to be able to prevent this, so Cairo presents something called gas, where you can it prevents the program from running indefinitely by limiting computational resources. So each instruction consumes gas, and when it runs out, the program stops. You can set a gas limit with this available underscore gas flag. Let me just quickly show you how to do that. Okay, so copy. This is the code. So if we are to run this code, just see what my terminal will look like now. You're just going to see again. So I have to like kill the terminal. Shift. Okay. Oh, why is this not? Oh, okay. So using the available gas, we just do this scab. Where is it? So you can just scab Cairo run available gas, scab Cairo run. We have dash available gas, available. No, that's not the spelling of available. Available underscore, sorry, dash gas, then you put the gas. So let's say let's use 200,000, and let's see. So it's going to stop at some point. So that's what so it tells you that at this point it has run out of gas, right? So that's that for that. Okay, so this particular part is essential for I don't know why, but I'm going to come back to this later, please. We have less than an hour. So this is essential for Starknet smart contract, that it ensures that you do not run into infinite loop. And you can use break keyword, or you can use continue, just like in your other programming language, just like you use break, right, to break the code when necessary. So this is while runs on while a condition is true. So you can try to run this. It runs while the condition is true. We don't have so much time. I'm kind of rushing. So for loop, for iterate through a collection. So we have let A equals to this array dot spam, right? Like I made mention, this dot spam method is you're just calling the method to get a snapshot of the array, get a snapshot, a immutable snapshot. You're not going to be able to mutate it, right? So For element in A, print, then the example, this is an example. So this is just going to like, this is a range count from 1 to 3. So you can try this out. This is where we're going to use a lot of time. Arrays, dictionaries, enums, and structs. So arrays, as I explained the fixed size array, right? So it's a data structure that allows you to store a collection of items of the same type, just like. So creating and modifying arrays, you create an array using the array trait. So you state it like, okay, because you have to use the mute keyword when you, one thing I made mention of is that Cairo's memory is immutable. So for you to be able to mutate a variable, you have to have the mute keyword. So such as that of the array too, because you want to be able to, like add to the array. Append is similar to dot push, right, in other programming language. So you declare your array like this array, and then you put in the type inside of here equals to array trait and new. This is declaring is instantiating like the array for you here. So and then you append elements to it. So you're appending 0, 1, 2 to it. So it's important to know, okay, yeah, I've already made mention of this. So array manipulation, when you want to add element to an array, you use the append method. And when you want to remove the elements of an array is in Cairo is different from other language that you can remove wherever you are .shift this. It doesn't work like that in array. You can only remove from the front of the array. That's using the pop front method. So accessing the array. So you can access an element in an array using the get method or the at method. So while both methods allows you to retrieve elements at a specific index, the difference of these two methods lies in the error handling, right? Get is safer for you to use when you want to access an array, right? So because it returns an option type, making it possible to undo out of bounds access without panicking. But for at, there are two methods that you can use at. You can use at parentheses the index or this, but it will panic if maybe, for instance, the element that you are trying to access is not inside the array. So because out of bounds, right, it will not like undo it well. Get is still the best one that you can use, but you can still use at. So length allows you to retrieve the length of an array, the element of an array, the length of the elements in an array. So it's empty. You can call the is empty method. It returns true or false. It's empty to check if an array is empty or not. So we also have array macro. So the array macro allows you to, if you notice, the print macro that I made mention of to ask this exclamation mark. So this is just like that. So the array macro allows you to create arrays with known values at compile time. It's similar to the fixed size array, right? So but not exactly. So it allows you to create like preset values. This is just how this is how you create using array macro. So you can get to use, enums in array. And the reason why you get to use enums is maybe the elements that you want to store in that array, it has different types. An array normally you can only store a particular type, but if you want to store like different types, you can use enums in an array. You use enums to define a custom data type and it must implement the copy and drop. So this is how you use this. You can copy this and try it out. I already explained what spam is about. It's a struct that provides a snapshot of an array, ensuring you have access without modifying the original array. So all methods provided by an array can be used with spam, except of append. You know, append, you can't append, it modifies array, so you can't use it with span. So dictionary is like maps in every other programming language. Yes, it's like mapping, even in Solidity. So when you want to like map a key to a value, you use dictionary in Cairo. So this is how you get to use dictionary. Are FAIL 252 as well. So there are FAIL 252 dict type, which represents a collection of key to value pairs where each key is unique and associated with a corresponding value. It comes in handy when you want to organize your data in a certain way, which array doesn't, and indexing doesn't suffice. So I said Cairo's memory is immutable, but dictionary lets you like simulate as if to say the memory is actually mutable, but it's really under the OE, it's not happening like that. So the features of FAIL 252 dict, it represents FAIL 252 keys. So your keys in a dictionary has to be, the data type has to be FAIL 252. You can't have any data type for the key. So, but for the type can be any type. And then basic options, operations. Let's say you want to insert into the dictionary, you get to use this insert method. What do you want to insert? Provide the key, which is FAIL 252, the type, right? And then return. So to add key value pairs, and then you use get to retrieve a value by key. So you pass in, when you want to retrieve a value from a dictionary, you pass in the key to retrieve the value. So keys are restricted to FAIL 252, like I said, but values can be any Cairo type. Default is also keys map to 0. So in Cairo, keys are initialized to 0. So it's possible that you just created a dictionary right now, and then you insert a key into it. It's going to fetch out, instead of it to like say undefined or error, it's going to like fetch out 0 for you. So it's always initialized to 0. It's default to 0. So yeah, so it allows simulating mutable memory. It can update values for keys like mutable map. It's implemented differently internally than traditional languages due to Cairo's immutable memory. Values for non-existent key returns defaults, 0 rather than errors. Okay, this is just an example. So this is an example using a balance. Say you have a balance mapping, right? And you have two persons, two persons that want to save in a bank. So the first thing is the key is you're using their name as the key. We have, okay, first off, this is the way you declare dictionary in Cairo. So you have the FAIL 252 dict, the type, and then you have the default. So this just instantiates the dictionary. To insert the value, this is the key. The key is FAIL 252. Remember what I said initially, short strings, bools are FAIL 252. So the key right here is Alex. We are using Alex as the first key. Alex wants to save 100. Yeah, Maria wants to save 200. Now, we are now, we want to get Alex balance. We say let Alex balance equals to balance.get. You use get method to get the value from the mapping. We have the mapping of balances. Now, we pass in the key is Alex, to fetch out Alex's balance to us. So now we want to assert that the Alex balance, we know that Alex balance is actually 100. So we actually want to like assert that is actually correct. So we do Alex balance equals to 100. So if it's actually not equals to 100, so it will say balance is not 100. You can try it out. You can try it, maybe put 40. It's going to tell you balance is not 100. So, but what you need to know, so for using normal asserts, let me just give you small expo. Using normal asserts is not going to throw. Let's just continue. Using normal assert is not going to give you this balance is not 100. It's going to give you in it's going to give you in numbers. So for you to be able to actually display the error, you can use this exclamation mark. Where's the exclamation mark? Exclamation mark in front, and then when it's not, the balance is actually not 100. It tells you can see it in text that balance is not 100. So that's that. So also the same as this one, we want to get the balance of Maria using the Maria key. So dictionary actually are implemented as list of entries under the hood. This is something that you have to like study yourself. There's a lot of things you need to understand about dictionary. So you can go to the Cairo book and like get, well, I'm just going to like do like a basic overview of it. So dictionary are actually like implemented as a list of entries. So with each entry representing an access, entry can be using the insert method, and an entry can also be using the get method. Now, an entry contains key, is a struct. An entry is actually a struct. It contains key, previous value, and the new value. So, you know, I told you that the default value, if you just impute any key, it will fetch out 0 for you. So, if we're inserting 100 for Alex in this mapping, the key here is Alex, right? The previous value is 0 because the default is 0. The new value here now is 100. That's one entry. So when you come again to insert another value, let's say you want to insert that, okay, you want to increment the value, the balance of Alex. You insert the Alex key, right? You insert you want to change the balance of Alex. You insert the Alex key and then you put the value that you want. That's another entry on its own. So now we have the key is Alex. We have previous value is now 100. The new value is now 200. That's another entry. Now, if you want to get the value, say now you want to get the value of Maria. Maria balance is 200, right? Is also an entry. You just want to get, you're not reading, sorry, you're not writing to the dictionary, you just want to get, you want to fetch the value. So when you call the get method, the key is Maria, the previous value is 0, the new value is 50. So if you come again and get the value of the balance of Maria again, you call the get method again. The key is Maria. The previous value will now be 50. The new value will still be 50. So that's how this entry works. So anytime you access a dictionary, is registering an entry like that. So on insert, okay, I made mention on insert, a new entry is added with the new value and previous value inserted. Okay, no need for me to read this. So there's no real rewriting of values, just new entries appended to each access, right? So when you want to like get the value, providing your key, it just like get the latest one for you. It's not like you just get the latest one for you. So it says a lookup involves scanning, it scans through the entries and find the latest one for a given key. So that's that for dictionary. For enums is short for enumeration, which allows you to define a custom type that has a fixed size of named values known as variants. So for instance, let's use an enum that represents various status of a task. You use enums in your smart contract. Say in the Solidity, you use enums. Say you want to like create a to-do smart contract. You can use enum to keep track of the of your task status. You have to do, in progress, completed, on hold. So each variant in an enum is unique, is a unique value of that enums type. We do not have we have less than 30 minutes. So struct, sorry, I'm rushing so that we can like actually solve that Starkling challenge. So struct is also structure. In Cairo, it provides a way to define a type that contains multiple related fields under a single umbrella. Say, for instance, you want to create a smart contract that registers students, that does student registration. So what are the data that you need to get from a student? You need to get their name, you need to get their age, maybe their email address, and some other, or maybe weight and some other. So it's struct allows you to group multiple related data. So when defining and instantiating struct, suppose, okay, this is just an example. Suppose you are designing a software for a library and you need to model a book. So a book will have title, author, and the publication year. So instead of just juggling around these data points separately, maybe you want to use integer instead, you can just use struct. And then when you're using struct, make sure you use the copy and drop. So we have struct book with this information, title, author, the publication year. So struct versus tuple. Struct and tuple, they are kind of similar because they both hold multiple related values together. So the values in a struct or tuple can be of different types, right? In a tuple, the values are accessed by its position. So you do tuple.o as if you're indexing. That's how you like access tuple, right? As if you're indexing. But in a struct, each value is named struct dot the name of that particular field, struct dot. This is an example. Oh no, I didn't put an example here. But this is just how you access value in a struct. So you do the struct, that's the name of the struct. Yeah, the name of the struct is book. So you do book dot the field is title. So that's how you access it, book dot title, something like that. So the key differences between struct and tuple is tuple values are accessed by position, other matters, like I said there, but struct values are accessed by named fields. Other does not matter. You can see the way this struct was defined. We have title, author, publication year. But when you're using it in your logic, you can actually like call the publication year even before title. It doesn't matter. But for tuple, it actually does matter. So yeah, this is it. Assessing and modifying struct fields. So we have my book, my book, which you're assigning the title of the book is this, the author is this, the publication year is this. So now you want to access the field. You say, let the book title equals to, so you call this my book dot the title. This is what I was explaining, and then you get it like that. So now let's get to solving Starkling exercises. We have like 28 minutes to do that. Okay, so go to starkling.app. Starkling.app. So you will see connect GitHub. You can choose to connect your GitHub or not connect it. So let me log out. So you can connect your GitHub. Connect your GitHub. It will ask for you to get is it Nicole, to get access to your GitHub. So you let it get access. No, now start coding. Yeah, I want to skip this. And that is because I was already solving this. I was like making videos of how do I go back? I was making videos for my YouTube channel. So you need to go back. Okay. So please, can you drop a thumbs up if you're following? Let me know that we're on the same page. Okay. Thank you. So the intro one says, welcome to Starkling. This exercise doesn't do anything yet. Please, I want this part to be as interactive as possible. You can just use, you can use the, you can raise your hand if you know the answer, right? So exercise doesn't do anything yet, but it still compiles. Cairo, oh shit. I need to, what is this now? Reset code. I think I need to use another tab. It's still giving me the things of not resetting. This is not working. So let me go to another browser, see if that will work. Okay, just give me 1 minute, please. So that is because okay, so this makes sense now. Starkling.app. So I'm not connecting. Start coding, skip. So welcome to Starkling. This exercise doesn't do anything yet, but it still compiles. Needs to have a main function. So this file is a valid Cairo code. Other exercises will require you to write Cairo code to make the exercise file compile. So this is just like a free to go one. It will compile because it does have a main function. We recall that I mentioned that the entry to a Cairo program is the main function. Every Cairo program must have a main function. So let's move to the next. This exercise won't compile. Can you make it compile? What are we supposed to do to make it compile? Anyone in the audience? Okay, Ebube, you can go ahead.
Okay, by creating a main and entry point.
Okay, thank you. So
Yeah.
let's compile. and that works just fine. Next. So this says make me compare. We have a function main, x equals to 5, and then print x, the value of x. But this function won't actually compile if you try to compile it right now. Does anyone know the problem? Why this is not compiling? Anyone? In two? Okay, Shegun, please go ahead. Shegun, yeah.
So I think we didn't declare the x value, the x variable.
All right, thank you. So what are we supposed to use to declare it?
The let keyword.
Okay, yeah. Beautiful, thank you. So now x is actually declared right here. So next, make me compare. We have this function which says let x, if x equals to 10, print x is 10, else print x is not 10. Who knows the solution to this? Okay, Dimka.
Okay, I think we need to assign a value to x before we can actually compare it.
Okay, thank you. So let's assign 20. Let's assign 20. So it says if x is 10, print 10. Right now, x is not 10 because the value we assign to x is 20. Now it's going to, this is control flow, right? It's going to print out x is not 10. So let's compile. Next. So make me compile. We have the function let s, we have the data type, print x. Does anyone know the solution to this? Okay, Daniel. Yeah, Daniel.
I believe x is not assigned a value.
Okay, thank you. So I hope we all are following. This is still very simple. Let's move on. So we have another main function here which says let s equals to 3. Print x equals, print s is right here is going to print 3, right? So now it says x equals 5. The guy says don't change this line. Print x is now x. Okay. Chuku Nike, I hope I pronounced that right. So what is the solution for this? What do you think the solution is? Right here, why the code is not compiling? Please, you can unmute your mic and speak. You do not have so much time. Okay, Shegun, please go ahead. Or
So
where?
okay, so by default, like the variables are constants. So to change the states, we need to make it mutable.
Okay, using what keyword?
The mut keyword.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the mute keyword. So you said something. Thank you very much for that answer. But you said something that by default variables are constant. They are actually not constant. We have constant variables that you can't use mute keyword for. So there's a difference between a value being immutable and a value being constant, right? There's a difference. So values are immutable by default, but you can use the mute keyword to make them mutable. So thank you so much for that. So we put the mute keyword. So now next, make me compile. So we have this function. Let number equals to 1. We are specifying, you can do your literal like this, specify the type right here. So he said, don't change this line. Print number is this. Number is 3. Don't rename this variable. So we have 2 things. We are not to change this line, and don't rename this variable. Does anyone know the answer to this? Anyone who are still thinking? Anyone? Why am I just seeing Shegun? Okay, you can answer the question, please.
So I think we need to, since it allows for a form of renaming, like renaming or giving values, redeclaring values, variables again. So I think we can as well assign,
Yeah,
like give it like redeclare it or something of that nature.
right. Yeah, thank you. That was very correct. So there's something called variable shadowing in Cairo, such that you can have different variables with the same name without using the mute keyword. So we say right here, we have 2 declarations of numbers, right? So, but what we just need to do right here is to put let. So when the compiler at this point, if printing this value, this variable, sorry, at this point is we print out 3 because there's been a redeclaration using the same name. So we say this this first one has been shadowed by this second one. So that's variable shadowing in Cairo. So we have constant. Make me compile. Constant number is 3. Constant small number is equals to 3. Don't change the value of this constant. This is the main function. So what is the problem? What is the problem? Anyone, apart from the people that have been answering since? Any new person that can answer? Is Chuku Neke actually? I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this right. Or anyone that wants to try? Okay, nobody's trying. Okay, so what we are just going to do, I said it earlier that for variables, it has to have its data type, right? And this is a constant. You have to like put it data type. So let's have let's use U8. You can use U8, and same for this one as well. So that should work just fine. Yes, so let's go back. Next, sorry. So this is primitive types. I have fill in the rest of line that has code missing. No int, there's no tricks, just use to type in this. Now we have this function. You have let is morning equals true. If is morning, print good morning. So we're supposed to finish the rest of this line like the example, or make it to be false. If is evening, print good evening. So what we're just going to do, they already gave us int self. They said no int, there's no tricks, but there's int here. So it says what we're just going to do is let is evening equals let's make it false. Oh no, we're actually in the evening in Nigeria. Yes, true. So we can compile this. Next. So primitive types, fill in the rest of the line that has code missing. Okay. So we have the main function. It's explaining type strings. We already explained strings and the strings that allow more than 31 character, which is the byte array, right? So we have let my first initial equals to C. If is alphabetic, this is alphabetic is a function. Yes. So it's a function. Or you do not need to really, yeah, this is a function. And we also have is numeric is a function. So it says if it's alphabetic, passing the my first initial, print alphabetical. So and then this function is alphabetic, is taking in a value which is a character of FEL 252, and that is why we have my first initial. So you might ask, this ref keyword is just for this my first initial to be able to like mutate for this function. I mean, this is alphabetic to actually be able to change this original value, to be able to write to the value and to be able to read from it. That's what this ref when you're passing is passing a reference, it's passing a reference of the my first initial to this is alphabetic function. So it says if it's alphabetic, you're passing in my first initial, which is C, print alphabetical. Else if it's numeric, print numerical. Else print neither alphabetic nor numeric. So it says finish this line like the example. What's your favorite short string? So what we're just going to do is we have my first initial here, but right here we your character was passed in but was not declared. So we're just going to declare it. And we'll have to put the mute keyword, because if we not put the keyword mute keyword, there's no how we'll be able to pass the reference for this mute keyword. We can try it, you see the code would compile. So we're just going to use so this won't compile. Yeah, something went through. So you have to add the mute keyword. You have about 10 more minutes. I want us to be able to actually reach at least loop. Okay, so next. This is tuple. So it asks us to destructure the cat tuple to call print on each number. So we have cat. This is a tuple which has two elements. It has two members. This is felt 252, and this is this could be felt too. So we want to like destructure cat. Does anyone know how to destructure this cat tuple to get out the name of the cat, and the age? Anyone? Rich Motors, do you want to tell us how to destructure this? Okay. Yes, Stephanie, please go ahead now.
Is it cat.0 and cat.1? Or is it their
No.
Oh.
No, it's not going to work like that. You see, what it says, it could work, But according to the structure that is being given here, it says your pattern here. So we are not meant to like change this let. Your pattern here equals cat. So we're supposed to like write something here and then equate it to cat. Does Rich Motos want to say something? Okay, so what we're just going to do is we are printing name and age, right? What they just want us to do is they want us to get the name, right? They want us to actually like assign the name to this cat tuple and the age. So what we're just going to do is to write name, comma, age equals to cat. How is this? Okay. Equals to cat. So like this, what we're just doing is, okay, it's something that we can do like this. Let cat is something that is just like age, then this name. So the name goes for this and the age goes for that. So that's just like destructuring it. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead. Modify the integer types to make the test pass. Learn how to convert between integer types and felt. Now is the time for us to do the type conversion using the, okay, no, I'm not going to say, so I can call someone to help us with that. So we have, he said to modify the types of this function to prevent an overflow when summing big values, right? They want us to like modify this function to prevent an overflow. What are we going to do here? And same here, it said convert to felt. We originally have used this variable has a bit size of 8. So we want to like convert it to felt. Same here, we want to convert felt 252 to U8. So I want someone to help us out with this. Anybody? Stephanie, okay, here.
Is it at this point we use the try into keyword?
Yes, yes. So one is supposed to be into and the other is trying to. So which one is into, which one is trying to?
Okay, I think small big numbers can be into and then what? Okay, no. Convert.
So we're converting this.
Convert.
This yes is of U8, and you know U8 is like
yes. So that
yeah.
this one can be into, and then this other one, the one you're converting felt 252 to U8 can be try into.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So we have x dot try into. So this also we need to like modify the types to prevent overflow and other flow. What we just need to do is just to change the type. So let's use 64, and that's to return the same, right? Yes. Oh yes, we need to change this as well. Okay, so this is the test that they were talking about. We want to make the test pass. So see this test. It says test some big numbers. If you notice, this function, they are passing in 255. And you know the maximum number that U8 can actually take is U55. Now, and then X here is U8, Y is U8 as well. And then in the test, they are passing in 255, 255, which is goes to 510. And you know, U8, what U8 can contain is 255. So we have to like increase it. We can increase it from U16 upwards. It's going to pass. So let's just use, let's use U16. It's going to pass. 510 can contain U16. So we're going to change it here as well. 16. So let's test. Okay, I think we're going to be ending with operations. What kind of network is this? So guys, is there any question? Are there any questions at this point? Okay, something went wrong. Convert failed to you. Okay. Thoughts on wrap was supposed to, yeah. So operations quickly. So integers implement basic comparison. We have 3 minutes. Yes. So return. They want us to return the solution of x raised to power 3 plus y minus 2. So this function poly, do not change this. Fill me. Can anyone like put us through this? So what they just want us to do is to like represent this inside, have this inside the function and assign it to rest this value. Anyone? Anybody? Nobody. It's just normal. Daniel,
We still need more experience.
we fill it in with what? Honestly, this thing is straightforward. Okay, yes, I can hear you.
I feel like the values x and y.
Okay, Martin. But what we're just
Okay,
supposed
okay. I think it's the formula that is there. Just put it there.
to just
That
put it
x
there.
raised to power 3 plus y minus 2. That's what you
Why-
fill in that space.
Yeah, but I cannot just use this this exponential like that. How do I write it in this code? I have to actually code it out.
Okay, I think
So
that is where that poly comes in. Test.
okay, let me help you. So what we are to do, we have x and y that takes in this data type u size, and return u size as well. And then the u size is returned is res. Martin, yeah, please go ahead.
So what you should do is you do less rest.
Okay.
Let's rest equal to
Okay.
x times x
Okay.
plus y minus 2.
Yeah. Plus y minus 2.
Yep.
Thank you. Guys, do you think it will compile? Yay or nay? Any answer you have in your mind. Now, let's try it. Abdurrahman said it will compile. Let's try it out. Daniel, you're saying it will not compile. So it actually does compile. So next, this is the last solution for tonight. So Cairo has native integer types. We have, yeah. And let's try to use them. We have modulos, just floor division, multiplication. Can someone put us through this? This is our last. Martin, I don't want you to. Akinola Oreoluwa, are you on this call? Are you with us? Okay, Martin, thank you. They have put us through.
Okay, so it will be let rest equal to x modulus x%, that is percentage symbol,
Mm-hmm.
then y. Then the second
Okay.
one is let rest equal to x divided by y, that is slash. Then the third one is let rest equal to x times y.
Beautiful. Thank you. So, thank you for. I really enjoyed doing this. And this will be us to the end of tonight's session. Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed today's session and your assignment. Okay, Zainab, what's your question? Any question? So your assignment is for you to complete the Starkling exercises. So a good approach that I would advise you to do is when you're solving this, you might encounter blocker. The best way for you to do is go to Cairo book. See, everything you need is in the Cairo book. There are some concepts that I didn't like explain, like I would want to explain it because of time constraints, right? So this is the Cairo book. Everything you need is here. So when you want to solve the Starkling exercises, just go. The next one is if you already solved if. So you already know functions. You already know loops. But if you don't know it, you can just go back, study it. Once you study functions, come back to the Starkling exercises, solve it. It will be very easy for you, trust me. Like that until you finish it. Study Structs, come back to the Starkling exercise, solve it, and you're good to go. So this will be your task for you. I'm not sure, just try as much as possible to I'm not sure you'll be able to finish it actually before the next class, but this is your assignment. Just try as much as possible to solve as many as you can. And that will be all. We're going to be sending out a feedback form to get feedback about this class like we did for the first session. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the session. If there be any question, you can ask now, or you can ask in the Starknet Africa Telegram channel. There will always be people to assist you, to answer your question. This is a community that is ready to support everyone, right? So drop your questions in the Starknet Africa challenge if you have any, but make sure you go through the Cairo book and you solve the Starkling exercises. Yeah, thank you for having me. Bye. Paul, please. You can. Zainab.
Yes, thank you, Sarah, for the amazing session. I mean, this is superb. I like the way you made sure that everyone followed, which made it like very interesting. I'm sure everyone like had a very good takeaway from this. So please always complete your assignment so you can follow up for the next class. So in the next class we will have Cindy. Cindy will be going through a few stuff, which includes Cairo programs versus Starknet contracts, functions, and interfaces in Starknet, and a whole lot of other stuff, right? So we hope to see you in the next session because just like we've started, we want to as well make see that everyone like go through these classes and stay to the last session, which is we still have like 5 more sessions, right? So we can do this. So see you guys at the next session on Thursday. So everyone asking, so the time is 5:30 UTC, but it's 6:30 Nigerian time. I think is it will be 7:30 Kenyan time, and same with Congo time as well. So it depends. Just use the conversion to like grab it off because I've seen that question like a few times. But either way, do have a great night and see you all next week Thursday. Bye.
Um,